first of all, let me describe what a title company is. For many years, this was a mystery to me. When somebody said title company, you kind of get this sense of maybe a huge room with lots of computers and people on the phones and not very many, it's kind of like a library, but you go there and there's, attorneys and there's notaries who are going to notarize your paper, and you're signing a lot of documents that you don't understand, but they're giving you a mortgage and they're giving you a piece of property, and this is something you have to do before you can move into your property, but you don't really know exactly what they do. Let me break it down very, very simply. Title is simply a chain of documents that is recorded at the county courthouse. In the United States, they took up all the land, they divided it down into blocks. Some people were granted land. If you're in the Southwest, the land goes all the way back to Spanish land grants that were given from the King of Spain to people. And chain of title essentially just shows who owns that land. It's property ownership. So when you get a deed of any type, warranty or quitclaim, or sheriff deed, that deed essentially says you own that piece of property. And essentially, the reason that they've parceled the property is so that they can charge taxes, which is a great thing. We need property taxes for our schools. We need property taxes to support our government. It's great. Somebody has to plow the streets. Somebody has to provide police protection, water, sewer, all the utilities, the local government, those type of things. What a title company does is they research in those county records to find out if there's any liens against the property, if there's anything that could come back from somebody who's owed money that can attach that to the piece of property that you now own. Because then if you own it and they're owed money, before you can sell it, you have to satisfy that. That's why they give title insurance. Title insurance is a fancy word for saying, we've researched this title. We think and we are committed to the fact that we've done such a good job researching it that there are no liens, there are nobody that has a claim over the land, you own it, and nobody can take it away from you until you sell it. And we're going to give you a title insurance policy for the amount of money that you've paid for it. Now, if there was a lien that we missed, then what's going to happen is we will go and we will pay off that lien up to the amount of, let's say it's $230,000 that you've paid for the house. We will insure the title up to $230,000. Now, if there's $1 million lien that we missed, well, you're not going to have any help with that. They're going to basically take the property. But for most people, 99.9% of the situations, title insurance is a great thing. You should have it. You shouldn't buy property without it, especially if you're just starting out. There are some situations where you may not need a title company. Those are so rare that I don't even want to talk about them here. Title companies are great. You want to use a reputable title company. You want to use some title company that's not going to go out of business. There's many different title companies. Research, Chicago Title is great. First American is a great title company. Many different title companies. And you want to establish the relationship with that title company because there's many things that are gray areas when it comes to title. It essentially comes down to what does the title officer believe about the liens, about the mortgages, about who owns that piece of property. It's all at the recorder's office, but the person interpreting all of those documents at the county recorder's office is the title officer, and he or she is responsible for that title insurance policy. So, title companies, you want to establish a relationship, and I'm sure you're hearing a recurring theme of establishing relationships, of establishing your reputation. That comes through honesty and fair dealing and following through on your promises. All of those things that we were taught maybe as children, or our parents taught us, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. All those good things, they're really true, and they actually work in the real world, and you want to follow through on what you say you're going to be able to do for your title company.